When we started working on Beach and Brew, the first thing we had to address was the client came to us, he wanted to make a brewery. And that one of the thing that we looked at was to have kind of a beach experience. So to create that in an urban restaurant, which is probably around 6,000 square foot, was a challenge. How could we make them feel? Because we didn't want to create something that was having something onto the walls, which was having a components of beach, and to give enough space for the brewery and everything. So with that experience, we had a long boat, which was like we wanted to have a 40-seater long boat, which was a huge in structure. The challenge was to bring that boat from different part of the world to here. We had talked to different people who were boat manufacturers, yacht manufacturers in different parts of the country and different places. But what we came to realize that was nobody was able to create the boat of that particular size, the purpose that we were looking at, because normally boats are like they're only like 1/3 on the water, on the top of the water, and 2/3 is below the water. That's how a normally boat is. But here we don't have that kind of space. So we had to, instead of creating a boat, we had to make a person feel that it was a boat. So we had to work with different slopes analysis and to create that big structure. So after going around with to so many different people, so we recreated that boat because that was also a critical aspect of it. And the three parts how we laid out was to have a long bar, and which was in the front part of area, and the sort of an experience of arrival was created by beach market, which was closer to the beaches, where we actually had one side of it which is like a beach market, and the other side was like a sort of a water based bar concept that was having bubbles in the entire back of it, in the front of it, which was a pretty very stunning sort of an impact that was created on the people. And the second part was the water body, the lagoon kind of an effect, where we had this huge boat, and in addition to it we had the small floating islands, the small little boats, and even that was their tagline when we actually used to market it. They say like book your own boat. That was the tagline which they worked with. And the rear half of it, which was after the boat area, we created what we call as like a fisherman village, which was like closer to the beach. So we used a lot of props from the fisherman village. We created that sort of a seamless sitting that was an underground sitting. So each part of it was carefully curated, having a very different experience. And the whole idea was to how somebody can come to that place, take back something that was very memorable to them, that would bring back the experience of having beach in a city like Chandigarh, which probably it's around 2,000 kilometers from beach. That was the whole purpose, and the whole idea was that everybody had something to take back from this particular space, because the sort of memories it creates, because it was not just about water being there, you could feel it, you could smell it. That's sort of an experience that what a beach would give you. To bring it that to packed into a box and bring it to a city like Chandigarh, which actually is around 2,000 kilometers technically from a beach. People actually loved the concept, and they actually was one of the most selling restaurants for the first few months after it opened.